Yo, these are live examples and live trades. Some of these I took, some of these I didn't. These are just live. These are trades that you could have taken with standard deviation and different ways that you could have anchored it. So we're gonna do the first one. True day open manipulation on the. Alright, but this is the 1800 candle. 5 minute. You do it from. You can do it from both ways. Okay, this is what you guys need to understand. From both ways to give projections. So you can do it like this too. You can do it for longs and shorts. And look what you would have gotten yourself, right? You would have gotten yourself a nice top tick right there. Boom, that's one way. Obviously, you gotta like check the confluences, but I'm saying for a true day manipulation, you can anchor from low to high of the wick and high to low to see projections on both sides. So you can see you would have caught a nice short on the negative 2.25, stack confluences, whatever. But we're using a short example for this, or a long example for this one. All right, so you can see Asia is just accumulating. We're just accumulating orders. So this is all seen as accumulation. This is accumulation, right? We accumulating right there and stuff. And then we have a big move up. We sweep. This is the manipulation leg right here. It's actually a little bit better on the 5 minute. On 3 minute, the 5 minute works. But let's just use the 5 minute for this example, right? 5 minute is easier. It's simpler to see. And if you're a beginner at this, then just use the 5 minute. 5 minute. See negative 2.25. All right. So on the way down to this little projection, you can see on the 5 minute we have a rejection block, a little ordered block, and on the higher time frame we have a 1 hour gap right here. Those are four confluences stacked up that lines up with negative 2.25, and if you look kind of closely, it kind of lines up with the CE of this order block. So what you could do is put your limit there or have an entry trigger, but entry trigger is another video. But let's say you put your limit at the C of it, 15 point stop loss, targeting accumulation highs, which is this. You would have caught 280 points on the NASDAQ or a 1 to 15. That's one example. But you can see we have A, M. This is the M. Alright, now this next example is going to be London manipulation. If you know this is manipulation, because this is accumulation manipulation, we sweep all of this. All you do now is mark out your standard deviation from low to high of this manipulation. From this low to this high. And you just check confluences, alright? So negative 2, it's just a rejection block. Let's say you shorted here, you probably would have gotten diddled. Alright, you know, like I said, it's not 100% win rate. Obviously, it's more experience. But if this one gets diddled, you can expect these ones to get diddled, alright? So now you wait to this area. Negative 3 lines up with a rejection block on the 15 minute and also the 5 minute. And also a order block, alright? So let's say the CE of the order block would have got you the best entry. Let's say CE of the order block, negative 3 kind of lines up with it in a 10-point stop. And if you see all of this, this is a decent trade because once we sweep all of this, this is enough to send price lower. It's a liquidity sweep, order block, rejection block, and negative 3. Boom, target whatever, down there, whatever, but you know, whatever. Right, this is London manipulation. So any manipulation on London is another way to anchor standard deviation. All right. Now I'm gonna go through a trade that I actually took on Friday. That was a short. I took a short right here. All right. So you see, we have an SMT at this low, and we have a sweep. So we have SMT sweep. This low is now protected. Alright, now if this is protected, the standard deviation, this low, we should never come back to this low for the meantime, alright? So we go to the 1 minute. and mark out our standard deviation from this low to this high, because this is the last move down before we start going up, and we sweep this low and boom. And you're probably like, why not the 2 minute or why not the 3 minute? Look, that would be our last manipulation leg. That's too big. Our manipulation leg can't be a whole big move, because this is a whole big move. Look at this. This is a 250 point move. Manipulation is never that big. 3 minute is the same thing. Right? 5 minute is the same thing. Alright. In some cases it works. Yes, these ones are still valid, but let's just say like there's not that much up here. Alright, let's this is all just liquidity. Alright, so we go to the 1 minute. And we're not swing traders. This would take days to come up to. This would take like 30, okay, maybe not days, but it would take hours. Alright. So we go to the 1 minute. We're day traders. We don't want to take trades that last more than 2 hours, right? So look, this one, you would have got it set up there, but I didn't take a short here. I did see it live though, but I didn't really take anything here because, you know, I don't really care. I don't really use -2 that much, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I tried to, but, you know, whatever. Alright, but now we're getting to this part, alright? This is the area that I like, alright? So we go back to the 4 hour, right? We have a 4 hour rejection block right there. And I'm pretty sure we have a nice 1 hour order block. 1 hour order block plus a 1 hour, or not a 1 hour, 4 hour rejection block. And if you did OTE, it would be A76, because I kind of remember the trade. And there's actually a little secret sauce right here that I won't say anything about, but if you know, you know. Alright, but now you can see, oh shoot, I didn't really mark it out that good. Hold on. I didn't mark out the standard deviation that pretty. Oh, boom. Alright, so all these confluences, 4 hour rejection block, 1 hour order block, OTE. What lines up with the CE of this? -3, right? -3 if you put your entry. Not all the time do I do this. I didn't do this. You put your entry right there. Taking the same trade as me. I got fully out like right here. No, I got fully out right here, right? And I let 1 micro run. I put my break even a little bit right here, so I got break even, but I would have still been in this trade if I just let 1 micro run. But I had 10 micros in this, 4 right here, and then 5 right there, and let the rest run. But yeah, that's how you could have taken the same trade to me with standard deviation. Obviously, I did something. I didn't enter at the tip of this. I actually entered with something else called an entry trigger. So my actual entry was just right here, which isn't that, you know, bad of a entry. It's kind of the same entry, just with more confirmation. But that's standard deviation setups and standard deviation, how you can use it. That's about it.